Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in as we get ready for Navy Water Polo in their final home game of the regular season. I'm Dave McHugh. It's the third of three games here at Navy this weekend as Navy defeated Wagner last night in conference play 14-9. Lost a heck of a battle against fifth-ranked Fordham earlier today, 16-14. And we'll take on the Blue Jays of Johns Hopkins here momentarily. It's also senior day as the seniors were honored before the game. Rory Began, Jack Hightower, Shan Sandhu, and Holden Siebold. Three of them, or at least two of them, will get time in the pool today. We'll see if a third does. Hopkins comes in 15-4 on the season. They're 4-0 in what is essentially a new conference for them, having been in the same conference as Navy over the last few years. This year, switching to a new conference and having a pretty good time of it at 15-4, as we mentioned, and 4-0 in conference play. They are on a four-game winning streak, having won all four games they played in Erie, Pennsylvania, back on October 18th against Conn College, Penn State, Barron, Austin, and Washington and Jefferson. Prior to that, had lost 3 of 4 to Pomona, Pitzer, Brown, and George Washington while sandwiching a win against the Mount in between that. Though that stretch of 3 out of 4 losses had actually ended an 8-game winning streak and 10 out of 11 to start the season. Navy comes in 18-8. They had won 11 of 12 and 6 straight before the loss earlier today against Fordham. The only 2 losses, not 11 of 12, now 11 of 13. The 2 losses in the 13-game stretch, both to Fordham, by a total of 8 goals. They had lost 20-14 in the earlier matchup. Since the start of the season, they went 1-4. Since then, they have won 17 of 21, going 17-4. As we'll get ready to get started here shortly, we will get you starting lineups for both the Blue Jays and the Midshipmen momentarily. We should point out, we'll keep an eye on the record book once again as Kiefer Black rewrote it again today in earlier action against Fordham. He had 8 total assists, breaking his own record of 6, which he set twice earlier this season and once last year. In fact, if you look at Kiefer Black's assists in a game, he is listed in the top 8 slots. And he had 8 today with a goal. We'll talk about those career numbers in a minute as the sprint is on and Navy wins it and flips it back to Kiefer Black. For the mids, they start Jack Hightower in goal today, the San Diego senior. Number 6, Holden Siebold, the senior from Aliso Viejo, California. Number 9, Aiden Day, the junior from Oceanside, California. Kiefer Black, number 11, from San Diego, California. Number 14, Billy Zeck gets the start, the junior from Tiburon, California. Number 17, Quinn Bartlett, the sophomore from Newport Beach, California. And Rory Began, the senior, number 22, from Bakersfield, California. Lots of whistles in front, shot and a goal. And Navy finds the first one on the feed from Rory Began. I believe that was Aiden Day with the tally. So Navy out to a quick 1-0 start. Johns Hopkins wearing the white caps, and Navy wearing the blues today. Hopkins going right to left, Navy left to right in this first half. We'll get you starters in a moment for Johns Hopkins. Got an exclusion on Navy early on. Shot and a save from Hightower as the exclusion was called on Siebold. For Johns Hopkins, a starting goal, Kyle Pearson, the graduate student from Key Biscayne, Florida, playing his 7th game on the year. Opportunity shot and a goal. Navy's got 2, as this time it was Began with the tally. And Navy is out to a quick 2-0 lead. Also for the Blue Jays, number 2, Owen Bartlett got the start. Number 3, Max Hoffman. Bartlett, by the way, out of Newport Beach, California, as a junior. Naperville, Illinois is Hoffman's hometown as a freshman. Number 6, Alec Baker, the junior from Redondo Beach, California. Number 11, Luke Mendelson, the freshman from Old Greenwich, Connecticut. Number 14, Philip Long, a sophomore from Cupertino, California. Number 17, Andrew Lee, a sophomore from Los Angeles. And now Navy called for something that's going to give the Blue Jays a 5-meter. Sorry, missed the call as we were reading off the starters there. But the Blue Jays get a 5-meter shot here, and it's a goal as Mason Hoffman picks up his 49th goal of the season as the freshman finds the back of the net. Navy's given up a lot of goals today within the next possession of them scoring. They did it 5 times, giving up a goal to Fordham, and they just did so to Johns Hopkins on the Blue Jays' first tally, and then the Mids turn it over. Ball on the far side. Foul called. And now a foul in the middle of the pool, and the officials would like the ball. So it's an offensive foul on the Blue Jays, apparently. And so Hightower will start it for the Mids. Johns Hopkins head coach Max Schlegel in his 7th season, the Marymount grad of 2012. Demetrius Giovannis, his assistant in his 7th year. He's a National Technical University of Athens graduate of 05. An exclusion here called on the Blue Jays. It's against Baker. Far side mishandled by Day. From the feed from Black, now to the top. Extra feed to Black. Black's got an opening, takes it. Black had the opening for himself, and he gets his 2nd goal of the day, first in the game, the assist today. We'll talk about all the records that Black has been rewriting this season in a moment as he gets his first of the game and makes it 3-1. Black now with his 64th goal of the season, 117th point, 226 goals and 413 points in his career. First midshipman to have more than 400 points in his career, and he's a junior. He'll be rewriting that record book for a while to come, and a good goal in front for Navy. Correction for Johns Hopkins, that was Andrew Lee getting the goal in front. Makes it 3-2. That's another quick sequence, scoring immediately after Navy scored. That's now twice today that Hopkins has taken advantage of it. And 7th time in the day that Navy has given it up in that fashion. Foul called middle of the pool. Foul called on the near side. 10 seconds under for Navy to do something with this possession. 4 seconds now. They're going to toss this into the corner and give up the possession. So the Blue Jays will get it back, and Pearson will go give chase. Pearson's given up, heading into today, 64 goals for a 13.17 goal against average. Made 40 saves at a .385 clip. Chris Poisler is the one who's gotten the bulk of starts to this season. 13 starts this year. Has an 11.76 goal against average and a .444 save percentage. This is the last game of the home schedule for Navy. They got one more road game before they'll rest for the conference tournament. Hopkins has quite a bit still ahead of them. They'll travel to Norton, Massachusetts next weekend and play Wheaton and Mass W&J again, Austin, who's out of Texas, and Augustana out of Illinois. And then they'll play Salem at home on the 16th. Then they'll get into conference play. There's a save there. And a nice pass out for the Blue Jays. Out front now, one-on-one with Hightower, but it gets too far ahead, and Hightower takes it away as Owen Bartlett dribbled it too far out in front. 3:40 to play. Pass in front, and an exclusion's going to be called on Max Blecker, the junior from Princeton, New Jersey. So the Mids with the advantage. Look to extend the lead back to 2 again. Shot and a goal, and that's exactly what they do as Austin Kahn gets the goal. The assist coming from Mulvey. Navy up 4-2, matching their biggest lead so far in this first half. .320 to play here in the opening quarter at Lejeune Hall on the campus of the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, as Johns Hopkins throws it away. Well, they had breaking out Garahy, but they missed him. Gary now has it on the near side. His pass attempt shut down by Rooney. Patrick Rooney, the sophomore from San Diego. Gary's still got the ball, though, now right near the goal. Crosses the pool with it to Aiden Berry, draws the foul. 2 seconds, though, on the possession clock, so the Mids toss it away. Pearson gives chase. Blue Jays have the ball now. Phillip Long with it, middle of the pool. Acts like he was going to shoot, passes it off instead. Walking in on the wing and taking the shot was Hoffman, blocked out front by Kahn. Near side now. Gary's with the ball, and no one's picking him up, so he swims ever closer. Far side with it now, the Mids, 10 seconds to shoot. Cannot hold on to the ball is Berry, so it goes back to the Blue Jays. Quickly countering, but drawing the foul are the Blue Jays. Hightower had snuck out a goal there for a moment, but wisely got back in front. Got a shot and a block. Nice save from Hightower off the offering from Mendelson. And an exclusion called on the Blue Jays. I believe they got Mendelson after the shot with an exclusion as he heads to the corner. So the Blue Jays now with the advantage. Irwin's got the ball. He'll flip it and he'll go around the perimeter. Up top now to Kahn. He plays catch with Cashman. 4 seconds on the possession clock. No angle, cross court, no angle, and a save. Garahy sends it across the pool. And a timeout called by Nicolau. And he's a little frustrated with the unnecessary penalty there by Jack Reif. Reif's going to have to go to the corner, but not without having to face Coach Nicolau first and explain why he picked up the foul so quickly. If you're looking for a great way to celebrate your birthday as a kid, have your party at the Navy sporting event with the Bills Birthday Party Package. Special day can include a pregame party featuring treats from Chick-fil-A, Fisher's Popcorn, and Nothing Bundt Cakes, as well as game tickets, video board recognition, and so much more. For more information, call 1-800-US4-NAVY. And make sure to invite me, because I want some Chick-fil-A bundt cake and popcorn as well. Navy men's and women's basketball season tickets are on sale. Join us all season at Alumni Hall for your men's and women's basketball teams look to take home Patriot League championships. Men's and women's basketball season tickets are $100 each, or get the full combined slate for $150. For tickets, call 1-800-US4-NAVY or head to NavySports.com. Basketball season getting underway this week. Navy will be hosting a big game on Tuesday that was supposed to be played in Germany. Lockdown sent it here to Alumni Hall. Then they got the Vet Classic coming up on Friday. Johns Hopkins basketball will be underway this weekend. High expectations for both programs. For all those who are watching, wondering the same. That ball deflected out of bounds by Navy as Aiden Day got a big mitt to it. Still exclusion opportunity here for the Blue Jays. And Hopkins turns it over. So Navy gets it back real quick. Under 45 seconds in the quarter, leading by 2. Up ahead to Kiefer Black. Black somewhat one-on-one, but he's going to wait as a defender comes to help. He flips it up top instead to Day. Day goes to the far corner with his pass. Day will receive it back. 10 seconds on the possession clock, 26 on the game clock. Day has it, gets it to Black. Black looking for options. Tries to sidearm it, but a great reaction by Phillip Long to deny that out front. Under 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Quickly up ahead. Blue Jays looking for an opportunity, but running out of time. Under 5 seconds to do something. Navy being aggressive and up front. Long distance shot. Hightower saw it the last second as Quint Steffi's shot nearly found the back of the net. And we end the first quarter with Navy on top of Johns Hopkins. 4-2, you're watching Men's Water Polo on Navy Athletics YouTube channel.
For more than 60 years, Maxar has partnered with governments and businesses to help them and billions of people like you and me explore space, connect humankind, and protect our planet and its people. As a trusted partner to the U.S. government, Maxar's satellites provide the intelligence the U.S. military needs to make critical decisions when minutes matter. Learn more at maxar.com.
Back underway for second quarter action here between the Blue Jays and the Midshipmen as Navy wins the sprint once again. 4-2 here in the second quarter. I'm Dave McHugh. Thanks for joining us at Lejeune Hall. Sometimes confused as a Panther Pit. Here in Annapolis at the Naval Academy, between these two former conference foes. Shot and a save on the corner. Has a great save there from Pearson on the shot from Quinn Bartlett. Navy's got the 4-2 lead, have led 2-0, 3-1, and 4-2. And an exclusion called on Navy will give Hopkins the advantage, and they take no time to take advantage of it. Finding the back of the net is Hoffman off the feed from Lee. 7:22 left to go here in the second, and it's down to a 1-goal lead for Navy. Again, an advantage opportunity, and Hopkins makes short work of it. Navy, after an emotional and tough battle and a loss to Fordham in a game they were down 5 in the third, crawled back into it, got to within 2, nearly got to within 1 late, fighting tooth and nail. And that pass intended for Kiefer Black didn't get to Black. Now he's battling on the other end. Ooh, inadvertent elbow there. Off ball. His goal gets scored by Hopkins. And it's scored by Hoffman, his third. And it's tied at 4 apiece. I got distracted off ball with Kiefer Black battling with one of the Hopkins players. And the Hopkins player elbow made contact with Black, and I couldn't tell you if it was, I think it was Bartlett. Couldn't tell you if it was on purpose or not, but Bartlett got his hand into Black's face. At second, he's hit him. And now a call off ball puts Hoffman into the exclusion area. So Navy has the advantage. We'll have to keep watching that Bartlett-Black battle. Navy shot in a goal, and I think Black's going to pick up the assist there. The goal coming from Day, who picks up his second, and will give Black the assist. I say that because earlier I was being a little bit more of a stickler, and apparently they were being a little bit more liberal, so we'll count it. 6:05 remaining. Kiefer Black came into the day with 412 points, the only midshipman ever to be that high in total points. Came in with 225 goals to this game. He's now tied Greg Mendenhall for third all-time with 226 as the foul's called and turns it back over to the mids. He scores one more, and he'll be in third by himself. He came in tied for fifth in total goals scored. Assists, he keeps rewriting that record book. He's now got 188. He is 50 clear of second place in that category. Assists in a season, he's now got 54. He's closing in on his own records there as that shot was missed. Goals scored, he's got 64. He's scored 94 last season. Shot and a save from point-blank range. 100-point season. Kiefer Black's now got 118 points, and last year he had 171. Hopkins will have the ball here. 5:20 remaining, and with a 5-4 lead for Navy. An exclusion called on Navy again, giving Hopkins another opportunity. Saying earlier, the tough game against Fordham, you wonder if Navy's maybe sleepwalking a little bit as the advantage goal scored by Philip Long. The assist going to Daniel Palfy. That ties it at 5 apiece. Another sequence where Navy gives up a goal on the first possession in less than 20 seconds after they scored themselves. In front, Kiefer was open. Great play by Pearson to get the steal. Black's trying to go for the steal. Pearson lobs it up ahead. He's got Palfy up in the corner. Palfy in the middle, shot blocked in front. Lee had the look, and I think Hightower had it read, but he got an assist from Quinn Bartlett. Correction, I don't know if it may not have been Bartlett. In the meantime, mids come the other direction. Shot and a save. Seabold took the shot, and Pearson with another big save. 4:10 remaining here in the second. We're tied at 5 apiece between Navy and Hopkins. And the foul that time called on Bartlett as Kiefer Black able to position himself on the steal. Now Kiefer's got the ball. Bartlett peels off of him. Black's walking in on alone. He's got a defender coming out. Double team, shoots and hits the side netting. Black's wondering why there wasn't a foul called and the official not buying whatever he's trying to sell. Now Black's battling with Andrew Lee. I have a feeling that coaches don't like that. And I'm talking about the Hopkins coaches. They were getting on Lee's case there. Pass in front. Hightower's on top of it. Lob shot instead, and it's a goal for Owen Bartlett. And Hopkins has taken the lead in this one. Hopkins on a 4-1 run here to take the lead. Navy makes some subbing changes, so does the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are having a solid season, as we mentioned earlier. Granted, switching conferences and not facing Fordham twice a year, Navy twice a year, et cetera, can help with that, but they still got out to a good start. They're playing more Division III opponents and less D1, but they're beating the same teams that Navy has beaten this year. The only difference being the scores. Pass across, Poole, shot and a goal. Navy gets back to a tie with the goal from Day, the assist from Mulvey. Day has the hat trick today. Mulvey his second assist of the game. Three minutes to play here in the half. And a foul off ball goes against Hopkins. Navy trying to break out. Tried to hit Owen Irwin down pool. Mistimed it. Hoffman takes it away, and he throws it to the other end of the pool. Tried to go across pool and missed completely. Tried to hit Rooney and airmailed it, so Navy gets it back. 2:35 to play here in the half. Tried to force the issue there, did Mulvey. Loses the ball. Pearson goes long down the pool. Up ahead to Rooney. Rooney, who has 23 goals this season and 37 points, marches in on goal. He'll pick up the foul on Irwin and readjust his cap. Well, another long pass missed target, but Hopkins able to catch up to it. Palfy with it. Possession clock at 5. Shot and Hightower to save. Hightower came in. 11 games played this season. 45 saves, 38 goals against for a .542 save percentage. Jack Rooney played the game against Fordham. That's his 11th game. Munch has not played in this game. 17 games, 128 goals, 128 saves, 100 goals against for a .393 save percentage. We have not seen Munch today. Foul, shot, bounced, and went over the crossbar. So I'm going to say a deflection. That'll be Navy ball. So Navy will start. Oh, interesting. Hoffman was trying to sneak on Mulvey there. That the moment Mulvey started, Hoffman tried to go for the steal. They exchanged some pleasantries after that sneaky moment. Meantime, one of the Blue Jays guys barely has his cap attached to his head right now. Shot from distance and goal. Ring it up for Luka Sekulic. Haverford, Pennsylvania native goes long distance and gives Navy the lead again at 7-6. They have scored 2 straight now. as we approach 75 seconds remaining in the half. Bartlett with the ball, passes it off to Long. Long's got some room as Reif backed off of him. Good deflection there, and the ball finally hits the side. I didn't know if it was going to get there initially. In front, opportunity, double team comes over to help, and Hopkins gets the steal. Correction, Navy gets the steal. Irwin with the ball, passes it onward to Sekulic, who tried to pass it up ahead to Day. Foul called as Day tried to retrieve that. 35 seconds remaining in the half. The shot clock is hitting, it was at 11 now, and restarts. Looking for options, shot hit the crossbar. Day. 14 seconds left on the whistle. Navy trying not to give up one late to tie it. And I think they're going to call a 5-meter penalty. Yep, they call a 5-meter penalty. So second one of the day, both have gone in favor of the Blue Jays. And Hoffman will take, he had one midway through the first quarter and scored on it. Shot, and again a goal for Hoffman. So Hoffman now has 4 goals, 2 of them coming by way of the 5-meter, and we're tied at 7 apiece with 10 seconds left to go in the half. Cap change as Navy decides to go without a goalie here. They pull out Hightower. Mulvey now wearing the goalie cap. 2 seconds left. Kiefer Black shot. Pearson the save. Hopkins fired up as they will take a 7-7 tie into the break against Navy in a game Navy's led a handful of times by 2. Hopkins led once late in the second quarter. We'll take that halftime break as well. When we come back, we'll get you ready for second half action. Between these two former conference foes, Navy and Johns Hopkins, 7-7 at halftime. You're watching Navy Water Polo on Navy Athletics YouTube.
For more than 60 years, Maxar has partnered with governments and businesses to help them and billions of people like you and me explore space, connect humankind, and protect our planet and its people. As a trusted partner to the U.S. government, Maxar's satellites provide the intelligence the U.S. military needs to make critical decisions when minutes matter. Learn more at maxar.com.
Welcome back as we are underway here in second half action. The sprint is out. Navy's won it again. They've won 3 of 3. As we've switched directions, Navy going right to left in the dark caps. Johns Hopkins going left to right in the white caps. It is a 7-7 game here at the half as Johns Hopkins certainly battling with Navy here, who had a big battle against Fordham earlier and had them come out a little bit slow. That pass from Kiefer Black over the top to Quinn Bartlett, saved by Pearson, who's had a couple of big saves in this game, and now an offensive foul away from the ball. So Navy gets it back. Front of the net. Shot in the set, goal. I was going to say save. Pearson did get to it, but Navy scores with the untimely location of the turnover. Billy Zeck with the goal, the assist from Bartlett. Navy retakes the lead, 8-7. They led by as many as 2. The latest they did that was at 4-2. And then led 5-4. Then got down 6-5, back up 7-6, and now 8-7. We've got a lot of whistles. So the ball will come towards our broadcast position. Nice save from saving our camera equipment. So we get double exclusion here on double 17s. Hopkins will send Andrew Lee to the sin bin, and Navy will send Quinn Bartlett. So we'll play short a player in the pool, 5-on-5. Getting a little tired of the hand play and physical action in front of the goal. 5 seconds on the possession clock. Shot from distance, blocked out front. And Navy comes back the other direction. Now we're back to full strength. Bartlett's, correction, Irwin's got the ball. Puts it to Kiefer Black at the top. And drawing an exclusion for dragging him down is Began. So Navy will go back on the advantage here as Max Blecker gets sent to the corner. Ooh, mishandled there. Black's back to the end line. Cross pool pass, shot, just hit the crossbar. Shot by Began, gets deflected by Pearson, hits the crossbar, comes down on the pool side, not the goal side of the line. Right around 6 minutes to play here. 8-7, Navy the lead in the third quarter. Thrown to the near corner. That is Ben Lucas, the Orinda, California native, throws it in front to Andrew Lee, who scores. And Lee ties it up. It's 8-8 now. .547 remaining in the third. Blue Jays hanging tough with Navy. Hopkins the only team that's called a timeout in this game. They've got 3 remaining. Navy with all 4 remaining. Flip far side to Black, fakes the shot, takes another one. That one hits the back post. Navy still has possession, now an exclusion. Navy's got another advantage. I'm not sure they've actually scored on any advantages today. Black has the ball far side, 10 seconds on the possession clock. Near side, hits a crossbar but sneaks in for Aiden Day. And Navy once again retakes the lead, now 9-8. Day picks up his 4th goal of the game. He's now got 19 goals on the season and 40 for his career. 4:45 remaining in the quarter. Navy up by 1. Man, it's a lot of crossbars and posts for Navy this game. Might want to check the woodwork for dents. Ball went out of bounds. Will stay in possession of Hopkins, and another foul in close, and Navy's going to get excluded. It is Day who heads out, and in front scoring is Mendelson. Mendelson, his first goal of the game. Ties this one at 9 apiece. Mendelson is 35th goal on the year and 65th point for the old Greenwich, Connecticut freshman. He's not old. That's the name of the town, Old Greenwich. A little peculiar. Navy wanting to retake the lead off the offering from Day. Oh, correction. It was Luka Sekulic. And a nice steal on the long pass by Aiden Barry. Up the middle now. Back to Sekulic. Shot and a goal. I haven't seen my Prasansuk all game, but Matt, my Prasansuk hits the goal there. And Navy retakes the lead. Matt, my Prasansuk from Villa Park, California. Did not see him in the Fordham game at all. Didn't see him in the first half against the Blue Jays here. Alec Baker passes it out to Philip Long. Long back to Baker. Oh, and a save on the shot from the far side from Hoffman. There's the senior Hightower coming up big. .235 remaining here in the third. Navy leading by 1. Haven't had a bigger than 2-goal lead in this game. My Prasansuk with the ball. Flips it in front. Swallowed up. Losing the ball is Hoffman. Sorry, that was Maddox Garahy, the Oceanside, California sophomore. Quinn Bartlett called for the foul initially, but under 10 seconds on the possession clock, under 2 minutes on the game clock in the quarter. Out of bounds to Hopkins, but they've got 4 seconds to do something with it here. Thrown in front, and I think they're going to call Kiefer Black. They do, for the exclusion on a foul against Bartlett, as Hightower had come out to double team that. Floater, near side, on the advantage, shot and a goal. Owen Bartlett over the top to Luke Mendelson, and Mendelson has scored the last 2. And Bartlett picks up the assist. And it's once again tied at 10 apiece with 1:40 to go here in the third. Hopkins not going away. Long pass up ahead to Quinn Bartlett. Now to Mike Prasansuk on the near wing. Able to get it to Barry, who drew the foul. Now up top to Siebold. Now far side to Mulvey. They've got 5 to do something here. Mulvey's working his way in. 3 seconds. Shot it right into Pearson's face. Makes the save. 65 seconds to go in the quarter. New possession clock for Navy, which is down to 25. And an offensive foul on Navy. Hopkins trying to push out. Mendelson will swim onto it, looking for options as he's well guarded and now draws the foul against Barry. An exclusion now. Not sure where it is, but it doesn't matter as it's a goal for Hopkins off the pass from Hoffman to Baker. And Hopkins has its second lead of the game with 40 seconds remaining. Hopkins has scored 3 of the last 4. Kiefer Black with the ball after a number of whistles. Thrown across, and they're going to get a stoppage here to check on something. There will be an exclusion here, so Navy will have 31 seconds and 30 on the shot clock. Pass, crossover to Black. Black forces in front, tried to tip it in, and draws the foul. As Black's pass intended for Reif. Reif could not get a piece of it without getting a lot of defensive interference, and so as a result, we get a 5-meter shot, and it will be Maddox Garahy to take this to tie it. Shoots and scores. Tied at 11 apiece as we close in on the end of the third here. An even third quarter as it was 7-7 at halftime. Navy scored 3 of the opening 5, but in that sequence, Hopkins scored 3 of 4. Navy has responded to tie it. 7/10 of a second left with the exclusion that will bring the quarter to an end. So Hopkins will have an advantage coming into the next quarter with the exclusion. And we'll see what happens if Hopkins will be able to retain that on the sprint. Take a break. End of 3. 11-11 between Hopkins and Navy.
Navy Exchange Service Command is with you throughout your military journey, providing the best prices on brands you love, all tax-free, taking care of you with at-ease hospitality, supplying sailors at sea with comforts and essentials, ensuring to technology, connecting you to family and friends, supporting all who wear the uniform, past, present, and future. NEXCOM, our mission is you.
Welcome back. It is fourth quarter action at Lejeune Hall, the campus of the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. I'm Dave McHugh. Water polo action between Johns Hopkins and Navy, and we're tied at 11 apiece. Hopkins has led twice by 1. Navy's led a number of times by 2, so that dates back to the first quarter. Navy wins yet another sprint, and that gets to wipe off the exclusion that they had against him at the end of that third quarter. And if you hung around, you would have heard Coach Nicolau all over them at the break as they lose the ball in the first possession of the quarter. You kind of wonder if there's kind of a hangover from the game against Fordham, which they lost 18-16. It was a heck of a battle. 16-14. Foul away from the ball goes against Hopkins. Navy's looked a little sluggish in this game at times. Kiefer Black has 1 goal and 1 assist. He's got another assist as he passes it in front, able to find Quinn Bartlett open for the goal. Black picks up his first point since the second quarter. Bartlett gives Navy the 12-11 lead with 7:05 remaining here in the game. Bartlett his second goal of the contest. Kiefer Black has a goal that ties him for third all time. One more would be third by himself in that category. Assist numbers continues to rewrite the book. That shot goes high. We should point out new goalie for Navy. They now have Ryan Munch in the game. I think you might be getting serious about shutting down this game. I got Ryan Munch, their main goalie, out there in the 1B hat. Hopkins stays with Pearson so far in this one as he has played extremely well against Navy. There are times you could argue Navy has made him look like an All-American out there. Oh, miscommunication there. Pass intended for Bartley. Started swimming away when Day flipped it to him, and Navy turns it over on offense, and Hopkins is going to have another chance. Foul on Navy. Under 6 minutes to play in the game. 10 seconds less than on the possession clock. Ball thrown to the near side to Palfy. Foul called. 3 seconds on the possession clock, and he'll just throw it into the corner, choosing not to take the shot. And Munch will swim out and go get it. 5:45 remaining in the contest. 12-11, Navy the lead. Black's got the ball. You wonder when he'll start trying to just take over this game. Back to Black. Shot in the goal. Might have just gotten our answer. As Black has his second goal of the game, the assist from Bartlett as the two exchange assists and goals to start this quarter. Makes it 13-11, largest lead Navy has had since the first quarter. And with that, Kiefer Black now third all-time by himself in goals scored in a career. And Hopkins responds right back. That's been a problem for Navy all day. As the goal scored by, I believe, Andrew Lee. Makes it 13-12. Navy has given up a goal, this time 11 seconds after their own tally. Within 20 seconds, 7 times or 8 times today. That's their 4th time in this game. They did it 5 times in the game against Fordham, so 9th time today. Black gets absolutely chucked there by Bartlett. Oh, that ball looked like it was going in and out. Man, Pearson may have just flicked that out of the net cage. If you're wondering, Bartlett's saying that a lot. Owen Bartlett, Newport Beach, California. Quinn Bartlett, Newport Beach, California. Yeah, related. Different teams. Navy gets an exclusion defensively here. Hopkins back in the lead, or back in the advantage here. That one hit did it go in? No, it did not. Got confused with the signal there. No goal as it deflected off of the post. So Navy will break out here, leading by 1, 13-12. And now an offensive foul called on Aiden Berry. So here come the Blue Jays. And a foul called on Day as he was making a pretty spectacular play. Up ahead, shot blocked by Munch. Pass thrown up by Palfy to Hoffman, and then Munch slammed the door shut at the post. 3:53 remaining in the game. 1 goal lead for Navy. Hopkins trying to pull off a stunner here today. Navy 18-8 coming in, having won 11 of their last 13. The 2 losses both to Fordham in those 13. Shot deflected off crossbar. Navy gets possession. The shot coming from Max Blecker. Hopkins in the meantime, winners of 4 straight, 15-6 on the season. Sorry, 15-4 on the season. Navy forcing it in front. Corralled by Sekulik. Black shot, goal! Black's got the hat trick. Black has 5 points on the game. And Navy back up to its largest lead of the game with 3:06 remaining. Black now with 228 goals. He is 45 away from second place, so you're going to have to do that next season, maybe the end of this season, before he gets to that mark. Some extra pushing and shoving and exclusion drawn on Aiden Day. Goal. Not in a shot I think you were expecting coming, but Philip Long ends up finding the back of the net from the feed from Baker. Long with his second goal of the game. And it's back to a 1-goal lead. It's again the first possession after a score that Navy's given up a goal. 2:25 remaining, 1-goal game, make it 2. As Luka Sekulik able to find the back of the net. Navy's back up by 2. Navy can't keep giving up goals immediately following, but they're at least getting them back. Hopkins is going to have to find, well, both teams are going to have to find a way to get a stop. 2:13 remaining. Munch gets the save off the long distance shot from Philip Long. Two minutes. Shot, Munch save off the offering from Baker. Blue Jays threatening. That deflects off Navy, but out of bounds as it went off of Holden Siebold, but turns it back over to Navy. Navy quickly up the pool, $1:40 to play. Kiefer Black with the ball, far wing. Crosses the pool, now the near side. Thrown in front, blocked out front. And timeout called by someone. It looks like it was called by Hopkins, as Philip Long had the save on the Jack Reif shot. So Hopkins calls timeout to talk things over. We'll take a break as well. 1:22 remaining. Navy clinging to a 2-goal lead on Johns Hopkins in men's water polo.
Talk to a person every time you call Navy Mutual. Richard Scott, currently retired from civilian life and the Navy. I didn't really want to go out and to a bunch of salespeople, and I heard about Navy Mutual, and I called them and asked them what they could do for me, and it was very good. I mean, it was no pressure. They want to take care of their customers and provide a service at a fair price. I'd highly recommend Navy Mutual.
Welcome back. 1:22 remaining in this one. It has been a tight affair. Navy leads by 2, 15-13 on Johns Hopkins. It has been the largest lead of the game that they've had on a handful of occasions. Hopkins has led by 1 on a handful of occasions. Johns Hopkins playing very strong. Shot, Munch has to knock that one down. There's a shot coming from Mason Hoffman. Quickly out to Kiefer Black, who's got it. And clock. Under a minute to go in this game. They can score, certainly, but also valuable to eat up as much clock as they can to keep Hopkins from getting a chance to come back. Black has been battling with Bartlett. No love from the brother of a teammate. And now timeout called by Navy. They had 4 in their pocket. They'll use 1 here. We'll keep it here just to do some business. Reminder, the Navy volleyball is battling for a top 4 seed in the upcoming Patriot League playoffs and will return home next weekend for 2 huge games at Wesley Brown Fieldhouse. Saturday, November 8th, the Mids will take on Loyola at 2 p.m. Then Sunday, also at 2, Navy will take on American. Both games could determine if Navy might have a chance at hosting the Patriot League semifinal action at home. Actually, not semifinal, quarterfinal action. Misspoke there. I'll figure that out eventually, how the playoffs work in the Patriot League. Also a reminder, join us for the best traditions in college basketball this November 7th as we host the 12th Annual Veterans Classic. The event will begin at 6 p.m. with a matchup between Rhode Island and Tulsa, followed by 8:30 between Navy and Yale. For tickets, call 1-800-US4-NAVY or log on to navysports.com. 42.3 seconds on the clock. 15-13 lead for Navy. They've got possession and a fresh possession clock. Up top, passing around the far perimeter. Shot hits the crossbar, does not go in for Sekulik. So now Hopkins with a chance to tie. Munch comes out of the cage and gets to the ball. Hold on. It's a foul on Navy, and it'll be a goal for Hopkins, though Coach Nicolau looking a little confused as to what may have just happened. Mendelson gets the goal by walking it into the net. That's his 3rd of the game, all in the second half. 4 seconds left. It's likely going to be too late anyway, as Navy starts with possession and can just hold on to it and will for the horn. I have a feeling Louis Nicolau will want to talk to his team about this one, but Johns Hopkins played extremely well. If you're Max Schlegel, you got to be thrilled with the way his team played. Navy gets the win, 15-14. Navy improves to 19-8 overall. Hopkins falls to 15-5. Navy finishes up its home schedule with this game. They will take on George Washington next Friday to wrap up the regular season. Then they'll have 2 weeks to prepare for the conference playoffs. The Mid-Atlantic Water Polo Conference games will start on the 21st. That's Friday the 21st. For Johns Hopkins, they will be up to Norton, Massachusetts next week and to be at Wheaton, Massachusetts, to also take on Washington, Jefferson, Austin from Texas, and Augustana from Illinois. They'll return home on the 16th to take on Salem in Baltimore before they then get into MPSF tournament play on the 21st as well. For the entire production crew, I'm Dave McHugh. Navy holds on against Johns Hopkins 15-14 and takes 2 out of 3 from the weekend and wraps up the regular season at home here on Navy Water Polo.